Oh yeah. Feels good.
Hey yo, what's up y'all? It's your girl Songbird.
Dante Black.
And we are back for another episode of Polar Opposites, the Melanin Edition. Okay, for those of you who don't know, the state of Florida has issued today as National Dads Take Your Child to School Day. And what that is that all fathers or male figures in a child's life, they take their child to school, they eat breakfast with them, they learn more about them. They learn more about their class, their school, things like that. And I'll let Mr. Black go ahead and elaborate a little more on that.
Okay, so for those of you that don't know, I am a father, two little boys, which I love them dearly. So I was told about a week ago that they're going to take your kids to school.
Take your kid to school.
And you're going to have breakfast with your kids. I'm like, okay, that seems pretty cool. So I'll make sure I do that. I was told what time I had to be there, make sure the kids are on time, make sure I sign in, and, the whole nine. So I did that. So I get there today, and when I first got there, wasn't that many fathers there, but they let me know that it's going to get busy. It's going to get hectic. So go ahead and get signed in, and then go ahead and take your place. So I got there, it was about 5 guys in front of me. Yeah, not the burgers. But there was about 5 guys in front of me. They told us that we actually couldn't eat breakfast with the kids. The kids had to go eat breakfast, and then, we'd go around to their class and sit with them and, do things with them. I was okay with that. The kids enjoyed it. But one thing that I noticed was one of the administrators, they came and they talked to us and they said that the school has about 700 to 800 kids in the entire school. This is an elementary school. 700 to 800 kids. And out of that, about 500 to 600 fathers showed up. That's a lot. It was a lot of guys there, to be with their kids and to support their kids. One thing that I saw that I didn't like was there wasn't enough of us there. There wasn't enough of black fathers there. And that kind of hit home. And the reason why it hit home was because while we were waiting to go inside, where they had was the cafeteria so that they can speak with us, there were tons of black kids going by with no parents. None. And that was a time during the early mornings between 7 till about 9 o'clock.
So it was when school was starting, basically.
Exactly. School was starting. All the fathers that brought their kids, they were in line with the kids until the kids had to go to class. But a lot of these kids, they arrived on the school bus and all this other stuff, but no parents showed up for these kids. They're looking at us like we're doing something wrong, but at the same time, the look on their face like, I wish that my father was here. I wish that my, whomever the male is was there. I even went inside of my son's classroom and his friends were asking, who is he? Who is he? That's what they say, who is him? I'm like, okay. And my son said, this is my dad. And they would look at him like, Dad, like, the look on their face was like, what's that? And that's troubling. Like,
that's very troubling.
No child should say, what's that, when he says, this is my dad.
But every child should at least have the chance to know who their mother and their father is, even if they are not physically there or not. They should be able to say, hey, this is my mom and this is my dad. They should be able to know who those people are.
They should. And I feel like even if you're not in a relationship with the person you have a child with, things like this, if you're not a father that's there every day, you can make the sacrifice to be to schools for things like this.
And let's make a note that paying a child support check should not just say, hey, I'm there for my child. No, you physically need to show up.
That's not being there. A child support check is not being there.
It cannot coddle that child. It cannot hold it when it is sick. It cannot show up at its baseball games, football games, whatever.
Exactly, and especially little boys and girls, they don't care about what you and the mom got going on. They really don't care. Only thing they care about is mommy, daddy. That's it. Y'all the one put yourself in that situation to, oh, I'm mad at her, so I ain't finna come and oh, I'm mad at him, so I ain't gonna tell him nothing about it. Well, you hurting the kids, because when they see all of their other fathers, when you see all the other fathers and mothers that show up, they want their parents to be there too. So you doing more damage to the child than you are doing to him or her. So I want to see more black men show up, because there was a lot of white parents, white men, Asian, there was Indian, there was tons of different races there of fathers. They was there to support their kids. Now, yes, I do understand some people have to go to work. I understand it. But if you ain't been messing up the whole time of working all year, they wouldn't mind you being an hour late or a couple minutes late. See, sometimes you have to sacrifice small things. Your check is not that important. Yes, it's important for you to live, but in the long-term effect, if those people don't like you at the end of the day, they gonna fire you, and you're gonna be gone, and you're gonna be back to the same family that you're running from. So I think that a lot of black males, and I'm going to speak to females right now, if you have kids with a guy and he's not in their life, I'm not telling you to make him be in their life. That's not what I'm telling you. What I'm saying is, in events like this, all you can do is give him the information, because some guys don't even get that information. A lot of females feel like you don't want nothing to do with him, so I'm not giving you the information. Give him the chance to be the father. Just give him the chance to do that. Whether he shows up or he don't, give him that chance. Now, for the men, y'all niggas got to do better. And that's all races across the board. Y'all niggas got to do better. What you and the mom got going on has nothing to do with the child at all. Just like I did see little black boys and girls going to class without fathers, I did see other races doing it too. So collectively, as men, we need to end this cycle. We need to end things like this.
I won't say it's just on the men. I think it's on everybody, period. You have to realize once you have a child, you have to do what's in the best benefit for that child. It's not about you, and it's not about your feelings anymore. You have to do what you believe is best for the child. That's about putting your pride to the side, regardless of if you are upset with this person or not. You're the one that laid down and had a child with them. So you have to do what's going to work for that child that you two made.
Exactly. You either lay it down, you bent over, you got on top. Doesn't matter which. What?
Really?
Listen, doesn't matter how you went about making the child. You made the child. It doesn't matter how. But the fact remains is, y'all got to do better. Y'all got to do better. It should have been, if there's 800 kids in that school, it should have been all 800 fathers. Or if you got multiple kids, then of course the number would be a little bit different. But at the end of the day, every child in that school should have had a father there. If he wasn't a father figure, especially, I'm glad you say father figure, because that doesn't necessarily mean the father could be brother, uncle, grandpa. In fact, there was a grandpa, the first person in line was an older black male. He was the very first one in line. I was the sixth person. I had to sign in. Sorry, I waited last minute. You know, that's what we do. But I got there early. I got there early so that I can get signed in and I can get me a good spot. But we need to, if there's masculine men or I can't even say masculine men, if there's masculine energy, a male figure in the family, little boys and little girls need to be around it. Now, if you were away because you're in the army, or you're away because, you know, you're incarcerated, or you're just too far away that you couldn't make that I understand. I completely get it. But as a parent, you need to be on it. You need to be on it. I don't care if you're 7 states away. If tomorrow is fathers bring your child to school, you need to be on the plane coming down. And if you're incarcerated,
you better get your daddy or the godfather of that child. Somebody can come and represent for that child.
Exactly. Now, I did see some moms there. You know, shout out to the moms. I understand you brought your kids. You didn't want them to feel like nobody loved them. I completely understand. But it's nothing like having your father there, because at the end of the day, the title was for the father to bring their child to school. So if you there to support, we appreciate you. You know, if somebody's there and that child is feeling love, but at the same time, when that kid look around and see everybody with their daddy, they want theirs too.
That's right. All right, guys. Songbird.
Dante Black.